you're in coil line, you know we're all about that whole price to performance ratio. You know, bang for the buck, features for the money. So for that, I think this is the best tablet on the market. So let's talk about the S6 Lite and why I love it. I don't know if you guys have been around here as long as I have, but Android tablets were really, really big for all about 30 seconds, and then Google said, I don't want to play with you anymore, and threw them away. I owned a Nexus 10, the tablet that is almost the most forgettable tablet after the... See, that's the problem right there. I already forgot what it was called. Pixel C? I don't know. You see, that's the problem. Like, Android and tablets don't really get along. As far as tablets go, the only real player in the game has been Apple, because their apps actually work on tablets. And Samsung. Samsung's kind of been plugging away the whole time, making some pretty decent tablets. So I know what you guys are thinking already. But Zax, this tablet cost X amount of dollars, and you could just get a Fire tablet. The new one just came out. It's like $150 for a 10-inch tablet. So yeah, it's cheaper, but we're here talking about bang for the buck. Alright, a GT 1030 is cheaper than a 1070 Ti, but you know what I'm recommending if you got the extra money lying around. The Amazon tablet is locked down, old version of Android, Amazon Fire OS only. You gotta do jump through some hoops to get the Play Market on there, so, you know. And it doesn't have this, the S Pen. And I'll be honest, I wasn't a believer until my, boomer self was in school and I saw kids using their Apple Pencil and taking notes in math class. So I can't do that on a laptop, man. I can't type, y equals mx plus... Okay, I can, but I can't do the whole moving around and carry the two. I can't do any of that. Like, these kids are doing that, uploading it to their, uploading to their Drive account and having access to their notes on demand. And it made me jealous. It made me want this. My little Nexus 10 just could not do it. So yeah, let's talk about specs really quickly, because everyone wants to know, like, what's behind the screen. Well, first, the screen is 2000 by... That's such a weird number. The screen is 1200 by 2000 pixels. It's an LCD screen. It's not a fancy OLED, but you're not paying fancy OLED money here, guys. Decently bright. Speakers are decently loud. I can hear it in a, room with some decent background noise. I have the 128 gig model, though you can buy a 64 gig. The tablet does have a micro SD slot, but again, you got to remember that Android doesn't like letting you install apps to the SD card anymore. So keep that in mind. You can download all your music and movies to the SD card, but you do want some storage in case you're downloading some, really big games or whatever. Not that you're going to be gaming on the Exynos 9611 in here. That's kind of the big problem I have with this tablet. If I had to pick out any flaw, it's that it's slow. It's not a fast tablet. This CPU is just kind of tired, and I feel sorry for anybody that uses this in their daily phone like I do. But for a tablet, you're not doing PUBG on here, unless you're a madman. Also, battery life. Samsung says 13 hours of battery life. A few independent reviewers say 7 or 8 under unrealistic scenarios. For me, I didn't even think to put that in the video. It's been a non-issue. And that's even with me using a feature I super appreciate, where Samsung will lock the device to only charging up to 85% of battery. 85% becomes the new 100%. And if you know anything about lithium batteries, going past 80-85% is a lot more strenuous on the long-term durability of the battery. So this device will last me longer, and I tend to hold devices for years. So very appreciated feature for me, and the battery life is still absolutely fantastic. Decent tablet, okay specs, but let's talk money here. So how much does this thing cost? It's $349 for the 64 gig model and $429 for the 128 gig model. And at that price, it's kind of a difficult sell unless you really, really need this S Pen, because you can buy 2 Fire tablets for, the 64 gig model's price. But what are you doing buying this at MSRP? I could have bought the 64 gig model for $269. I bought the 128 for $350. And at that kind of price, this is a steal of a tablet. The cheapest iPad is like $300 something, and you gotta buy a $100 pencil, and it's 32 gigs. So, again, you get this thing on sale, which it's not too hard to find on sale. It's a steal. So yeah, why am I sitting here flailing my hand like this with my pencil here, my S Pen? It's because it's freaking awesome. So let me go ahead and hook this up for some screen cap in case you can't see with the overhead cam. There is another.
Start recording. Start recording on the third one.
Yeah. It's the that whole meme. There is another. That was what, Kung Fu Panda?
I thought that was Yoda.
That is. Alright, fair enough. just the clown. Oh god, you're gonna use that in a later video at some point, aren't you? I honestly expect you to have a backlog of just dumb crap I said on camera. Alright, so first, what can you do with the S Pen? You can draw a masterpiece like my girlfriend drew here for my wallpaper. It's fun little stuff like that. So, first off, you've got your whole, and this is the feature I was dying to have here. You got your notes. So, how to access the Notes app? Well, you can go and open it manually, but there's a little floating shortcut here that's kind of available under most circumstances. You can disable it if you want, or you just tap the button on the S Pen. By the way, this isn't the super fancy S Pen that you can get in a Note, like, Note 10 or whatever, that has Bluetooth. So sadly, I can't take selfies from back here with the pen as the shutter. But no one's gonna miss a selfie of me anyways.
Not from that tablet.
Not from any tablet. The worse camera, the better. For me, at least. But it doesn't need a battery. It doesn't charge. It's like a EMI. I forget how that works exactly, but no charging. Pretty nice. So, you just tap the button here. You can hit Create Note. I usually just go to View All, so I get the full screen without having to maximize. But that's just preference. And here we go. I can just start writing here. So, and you hit the button for the quick eraser. Pretty nice. So I can just tell you guys to subscribe to Coil Wine. And, well, our color's yellow, so. See, right there, it's just nice. So I can actually, so see right here, I put subscribe to Coil Wine. Well, what am I going to do with that if I want to write down notes from a meeting? Because I type slowly and I want to write down notes in a meeting. I know plenty of people that don't type as fast as I do. But handwriting sucks because I can't get that easily into my report later. I have to scan it, and you have to deal with my handwriting, and then it's an image instead of editable. Editable.
No.
But there's a cool feature, and this drives... I cannot get over how good this is, because clearly my handwriting, my handwriting, no bueno. Cool feature here to easily convert my terrible handwriting, like I should be a doctor with handwriting this bad, to readable text with fairly good accuracy. So I click this little button here, hit convert, and right here, subscribe to Coil Wine, and then obviously the smiley face wasn't words, so it kind of messed that up. My handwriting, no bueno. It did that perfectly, especially when I threw in, a word that isn't English. Actually a killer feature. So now I go back to text mode and I can just, copy and paste this text just like anything else. Or I can go ahead and save as file and save it as a PDF, a Word file, a text file. I can take my notes in my meeting while my boss is talking about complete nonsense. I actually like my boss, but work with me in the theory here. If you're watching this, Jim, we're good, right? Give me a raise.
Give him a raise.
Give me a raise.
I'm not.
Well, maybe you could afford to give me a raise if you guys get subscribed. So, you can take your meetings from your boss, write them down with your handwriting, and then just convert it to a text file and throw it up there and send it out as an email if he wants a transcription. So now you look like a pretty dang good employee. That's a pretty good value-added feature there for you. And that's just a small part of what makes this thing so cool. So if you're more of an artistic type, this has even more functionality for you. I'm not. You do not want to see me try and draw. So you're going to watch me try and draw. So you've got here, you can do screen write. So, let's say, say I'm looking up an article here on something technical. We're Coil Wine, so I'm always looking up some nonsense. Ram Lansing, what am I looking up that for? Don't worry about it. So I can go ahead here and just go ahead and put screen write, and it takes a screenshot of the page, and now I can take notes on top of the page and be like, oh, that's a highlighter actually, so I can be like, how does RAM work? Highlight it, size of RAM. So I can highlight just like I'm using a highlighter at home on a piece of actual paper, and I can go ahead and do writing too. Okay, so that's not the best tool. Again, I'm kind of dumb. Pencil, sure. So, I can write down notes here like red RAM because faster. Oops. And right now I'm taking some courses, and this is so handy when I'm trying to write down or highlight specific parts of a chapter because I don't remember what I read 5 minutes ago. So, super cool feature, super, super handy. You can just take notes like that, and I can export that into the Notes app later and do more writing and more annotation down the road if I feel like it. You can also tap on a word, and it'll directly, immediately give you a translation, the phonetics, everything like that. So I don't even have to go through the hassle of copying it, pasting it, going through Google. I just click on the word, and it's already there if I want to look at it. Just a little thing that Samsung puts in there that I do not think any other vendor would do for you. I think that Samsung is probably the best at the whole tablet experience. Not just for the regular tablets, but when you factor in the S Pen. I didn't realize how long they've been selling these things. The first Note was like 2011. They've had 10 years of experience with this. And it shows. It really shows. So other features, let's just quickly go through them. Live capture, or Smart Select, I copy it right there. AR Doodle is a goofy little feature where, I can do, a terrible selfie, and then I can do some nonsense with it. So I've looked like a clown after some stuff I've said today, so, let's give myself a nice little clown nose here. And now it's actually stuck to me, which is super goofy, but it's fun. It's a fun little thing. I don't know why it's in here, but I like it. Makes it easier on Gavin Post.
I mean, that's where you hand it to your kid and they just play with that for 5 hours.
Yeah, no. I'm curious if that actually goes through with over like a video chat or something.
I think it probably does.
So that'd be cool. You got live messages, so I can send you a... Don't worry about that. So what? I thought it was supposed to be a video. Whatever. So I can do this, and it'll send you, and it'll do the writing like a video as I'm writing it. So it's a cool little thing where you try and write something cute or whatever to somebody. They got a little heart or whatever, and now you're not alone forever.
Never do that to me.
Gab, I need a raise.
Do it to Jim.
Jim doesn't subscribe to Coilvine. I don't know why I'm talking to him. You got little shortcuts here too. I put Spotify in here, and then Pen Up is super duper cool here. So it's got all these art galleries here of stuff people have done on their Android tablets, their Samsung devices. Like, some of this stuff is actually incredible. You're like, that's not real. There's no way someone did this on a tablet. Samsung 2021, they did this on a Samsung device. Maybe they used a special pen, but I don't know, man. That's freaking cool. Coloring, because I'm a 5-year-old, so I want to color the horses. And I can just sit here and start coloring in the horses, or I can use the paint bucket if I'm lazy and be like, And you got your little live drawing here, so it'll actually show me how to draw this. So, just draw a duck. I click Learn How to Draw, and it'll play a video of it trying to draw the duck for you. So, I can pause it here and be like, okay, and then, see, how bad I am. I am a joke. But, it'll select the right tool for you and everything. So, I didn't have to try and find the yellow, crayon or whatever. And you can go through here, and it'll show you how to draw it, and then you can see how terrible you are afterwards.
So, this is for when you eat all your crayons buying GME.
This isn't environmentally friendly. This is a renewable source of crayons. It's a cool little thing, and you've got other apps that you can use with it. You've got SketchUp, which people use a lot. You've got all these weird Adobe apps that you can draw with, extra sketching. I've got this app, which I was trying to use for one of my classes. So I can do IT diagram, or just diagrams in general, but I can do a network topography thingamajig. But Here you can see that it's not a fast tablet, but what are you doing with a tablet that needs instant response? You get your notes app up, you're fine. So I can start moving stuff around, be like, laptop goes over here, and then the leg bone's connected to the other leg bone. So, slate device. So it's cool little things. You can do some design work with it. Half of this will get cut out in post, but Cool little features here, guys. Cool little features. And then obviously, as a tablet itself, media consumption, super cool. I can go ahead and pull up YouTube and watch a nice YouTube video on here. Oh yeah, blue screen.
I'm filming a separate video, and I'm running into the AMD Ryzen Master thread exception not handled blue screen whenever I load into Windows. So I swap hardware around a lot on this channel, obvious troubleshoot, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, you'll see us next time.
Having problems with the blue screen, hop into Discord, let us know.
So the screen's pretty good. The speakers, I don't know if it picks up well in the audio, but they're decently loud. And, it's a great media consumption device. Oh. So media consumption, great. You can watch Netflix, Hulu, whatever. You can read your little, manga, cartoons, comics or whatever. So here's Tower of God, which had a pretty good anime adaptation. It's pretty good. So, sit here and read. A lot easier than on your phone. Takes up the full screen. This is chapter 1, so you're not really getting anything spoiled, guys. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. It feels so natural navigating with the pen. I am still blown away by how nice this is. It's one of those little things that you don't think you need until you use it, and you're like, I need this. Also, you play card games. I was playing Slay the Spire and whatever. It's nice for little things like that. So yeah, that's my hands-on experience with the S6 Lite. I've had this for 2 or 3 weeks now, and I absolutely love this thing. I left the S Pen here accidentally, and it was driving me crazy. I cannot use a tablet without this thing anymore. So, if you're a student, and especially if you're on a student budget, I think this on sale is the best tablet you could get for just taking notes at school and, watching some YouTube after class or at your lunch break. Top tier device, in my opinion, if you don't need the speed. If you're trying to get a device for your kid or your nephew just to watch some videos with and, play some basic games, this probably is a little bit overkill for them. You just get them a cheap Fire tablet for $100, $150 and call it a day. But if you're trying to do anything productive, this is a really good entry-level spot to start at, especially if you're in the Android ecosystem like I am. So yeah, that's my personal experience with the S6 Lite. I've had it for 2-3 weeks, and I cannot stop using this thing. So let me know in the comments what your tablet experiences are like. Is the iPad that much better, or if you found a better device somewhere along the lines? So leave a comment, get subscribed, check out the Discord, and we'll see you next time.